Donald Trump's press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, was completely triggered and flipped out on CNN reporter Kaitlan Collins when Kaitlan wanted to ask a follow-up question. You know, now that Donald Trump has personally seen the messages in the Signal group chat, including Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth saying, this is when the first bombs will drop. Does Trump feel misled after he was told this was no big deal? Here's how Karoline Leavitt answers that question.
One on a follow-up on something you just said, but since we have these messages released and you said that the president has now personally reviewed them, at the chat at one point Pete Hegseth wrote 14-15 strike drones on target, and in all caps he said this is when the first bombs will definitely drop. Does the president feel that he was misled by his national security advisors, whoever it was that told him there was no classified information in there, now that he's seen these messages?
I've now been asked and answered this question 3 times by the both of you, and I've given you my answer. The president feels the same today as he did yesterday.
Okay,
Philip.
And on my follow-up on what you had just said.
Go ahead, Philip. Caitlin, I'm not taking your follow-up.
I have a follow-up on something you said, though.
Caitlin, I am not taking your follow-up. They don't like it. They simply don't want to actually be pressed on this. Now, the truth of it is that the entire classified information aspect to this is getting more complex because the information may have wrongly been unclassified. And I don't want to keep going over this detail, but it does bear repeating because there's 2 critically important aspects to this. Number 1, even if the information was not classified, it's still against DoD policy to share it on Signal. So even unclassified, people did the wrong thing, they should be fired. In addition to this, there are guidelines for what's supposed to be classified from the Director of National Intelligence, that's Tulsi Gabbard. And this type of information is supposed to be classified. So if it wasn't classified, it's not the get out of jail free card that they are claiming it to be. Karoline Leavitt doesn't care. She doesn't want to hear from Kaitlan Collins. Now, another reporter asked about resignations, including mentioning that Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports said National Security Advisor Mike Waltz should leave. Here's what she had to say.
Can you just clarify who is investigating, who's leading that, and also Dave Portnoy, who endorsed President Trump, said today that he thinks that Mike Waltz should leave. Could you respond to that?
Sure. Great respect for Dave Portnoy, but I just answered that previous question from Jennifer. As for your original question about who's looking into the messaging thread, the National Security Council, the White House counsel's office, and also, yes, Elon Musk's team. Elon Musk has offered to put his technical experts on this to figure out how this number
what a good guy, huh?
was inadvertently added to the chat. Again, to take responsibility and ensure this can never happen again.
You know what's so funny? Put aside for a second the absurdity of involving Elon Musk in everything and that he has no business with any of this stuff. Why do you need Elon's technical experts to tell us Mike Waltz added Jeffrey Goldberg to the chat? We have the screenshots. It's not been disputed in anything beyond propaganda means of, oh, there must have been subterfuge or maybe it's hacking or whatever the case may be. Just why do you even need 3 different teams and Elon's technical experts to tell us what we can all see? All right, finally, maybe the moment that would make even a Soviet propaganda person blush. Leavitt says that the thing that we really learned from the Signal fiasco is just how great everybody is that works for Trump.
And his team. And this message also shows, this messaging thread also proved that President Trump has an incredibly dynamic team who is working incredibly hard, flying all over the world to secure world peace and to fix up the foreign policy crises that the previous administration left for this team to inherit.
You know, she actually could last the 4 years because she seems so damn committed to the lies and the propaganda and the misdirection. She could potentially stick it out. People in the audience know that I have never had a cat. And so many of my friends have said, you've got to meet my cat. My cat's awesome. And they're always right. And I end up loving the cat. And that's why I love that one of our sponsors today is Smalls, who make cat food with human-grade ingredients. Smalls uses protein-packed recipes with no preservatives or artificial flavors, using ingredients that you'd find in your own fridge. That's why Cats.com named Smalls the best overall cat food. And Smalls works with the Humane Society. They've donated over $1 million worth of food to help cats, and they even give you a chance to donate at checkout for vaccines, spaying, and neutering. I have a friend who recently switched to Smalls for his cat. I can tell you firsthand, his cat's food smells way better now. And it's because of the human-grade ingredients that Smalls uses. No more weird odor filling the house. After switching to Smalls, 88% of cat owners reported overall health improvements. And the team at Smalls is so confident your cat will love the product that they will refund you if your cat won't eat the food. Head to smalls.com and use promo code PACMAN at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. The link is in the description.